let's get rid of this thing. Seems there are still some wasabi peas in there. I guess these will make good provisions for the journey. Now the little bugger's in for a surprise. Come on, brushy, brushy, brushy. Come to Papa. Ha! Gotcha! Ha! Gotcha! I'll make you suffer the next time I brush my teeth. Provisions? Check. Toothbrush. Check. Ha! Seems like I've packed everything. Oh, I can't close it anymore. Oh, seems like I've got to unpack something. But what? I'll never be able to close the suitcase with a monster like that in there. I mean, I won't need a bolt cutter where I'm going. I wonder why it was on the list in the first place. Now it fits. Packed and ready to go. I think I just strained something.
Hey, Rufus, you should save your energy for the unavoidable drop into the abyss.
Yeah, thanks, Wenzel. You can save your sarcasm for someone less well-prepared than me. This time, I took everything into account. It'll be a stroll in the park.
Ah! That's what you said last time. It took us days to remove the cactus spikes from your butt, remember?
That's all toxic runoff under the bridge. This time, everything will work out. And when finally an Elysian orbit pixie massages my back, I'll ask her to pause for a minute so I can laugh about you.
Whatever. But say, can I have your stuff when you're gone?
Yeah, sure. Help yourself. As if anything on this dump is valuable. It's time for me to leave all this behind.
Great. I hope you remembered to calibrate the harpoon.
I'll do that later, after I've stored everything in the pod.
Well, then hurry up. Well, you know that the Organon are always on time.
Now, all I have to do is load the suitcase into the pod, and off we go. I might be able to do without this. No problem. Oh, crap. It's screwed tight. My trusty wrench. I wonder why this wasn't on the list. Well, never mind. I might be able to do without this. There. Now where shall I put it? There's no room there. I gotta make room for my luggage somehow. There. And now? There we go. But how's it gonna be attached? And more importantly, where shall I sit? There. Trusty Wenzel. I wonder how he's gonna cope without me. I should send him a postcard. Hey, Wenzel, still stuck in no man's land? It's your own fault, dunce. Yeah, something along those lines. Hey, Wenzel.
What's up?
Any signs of the Organon yet?
Nope, but they'll be here. The Organon are always on time. It's no accident that we set the town hall clock by them.
What else do you know about the Organon?
Just as little as you.
So that's really nothing.
Exactly. Their motives are as unclear as our water. Good thing they leave us alone.
Do you also think there are boundless riches in Elysium?
Don't know. I'm happy with what I got.
Yeah, but I will have so much more. Aw, poor Wenzel. About the plan.
Are there any problems?
Problems? No. The plan is perfect. But where shall I put the battery?
Couldn't you have thought of building a compartment or something before?
I had other things on my mind, okay?
You slept through the whole afternoon while I assembled the telescope.
Well, I have to feel rested when I get to Elysium.
Of course you have. Anything else?
This time, it'll work out. I just know it.
Sure, Rufus. Of course.
No problems. Why?
Of course not. Of course. How could I ever think such a thing?
I'll go back to work then.
You better do that. You haven't got much time left.
So, after we've puzzled through the first hurdles of packing the suitcase, we can now play Rufus' first escape attempt towards Elysium, leaving behind this heap forever. Yeah, well, the weather forecast bet us over in that one. We were told there would be rain in this scene. As a matter of fact, I always planned this scene to take place in the rain. I actually also found an old character design of Toni standing in a puddle on the screen, wearing a heavy raincoat. The smoke she always has in the corner of her mouth is just as soaked as she is, all dripping and bent. And by the way, Toni's character is roughly inspired by Doris Day. Yeah, the more you know.
Toni always had weird tastes concerning flowers. Ouch! Hot! A saddle-shaped box. A classic. No problem. Oh, crap! It's screwed tight. He's blocking the way to the village center. Oh, it doesn't matter, though. I'm going the other direction anyway. Hello, Hannock.
Hey, well...
Rufus.
Ah! I'm really terrible with names.
Is the tunnel closed again?
Yes, we had another collapse in Sector 7.
Another junk slide? All this trash is really driving me nuts. I'm glad I'll be gone for good soon.
Are you?
You bet.
Well, I only know you won't be leaving through this tunnel.
Did you see Toni anywhere?
Toni?
Big, angry, breathes fire. My former girlfriend.
Ah! Toni! Well, I guess she's down in her store, working, like everybody else, except you.
I'll finally leave this junk heap of a planet.
Oh yeah, another one of your brilliant plans?
This time, it's absolutely foolproof.
Yeah, that's right. You being a fool and all. But I reckon you running around here has got nothing to do with any other problems.
No, it hasn't.
Well, good for you.
I'll write you a postcard from Elysium.
You go ahead and do that.
Hello again.
Hey,
Rufus.
exactly.
Okay.
Here we go.
I removed the seat, but where do I put the battery now? And where do I sit?
Well, seems like you need a kind of seat with a battery compartment.
A seat with a battery compartment? I've never seen anything like it.
Well, I have. I had one just like that. It was pretty comfortable. Until I accidentally found the switch.
I just need to prepare the capsule for the launch, adjust the harpoon, light the fuse, and then it's showtime!
Uh-huh. Then what?
The escape pod is connected to that very powerful electromagnet via a long chain. Once the magnet is attached to the Organon cruiser, I can reel in the chain with a pedal-operated winch system and pull myself and the pod up.
I see. And then?
Then, the cruiser will bring me directly to Elysium.
Well, I really don't see how this plan of yours could go wrong.
Don't worry, I'll make it.
Sure.
All right, you...
And here we are on the front of Toni's home. I can comment a bit on the visuals. This is in fact the first screen created for Deponia at all. I even made the first version myself, and thus the very first asset for the game. Yeah, my first version of the screen, Edna style though. Back then, to the left was a pretty huge tire heap under the plateau with the tunnel leading to the town. No wait, actually the heap was on the right, and left was a pile of old ET cartridges. At the time, I read somewhere of the story that the Atari developers who created the ET console game dumped all remaining copies in the desert somewhere, as the game did exceptionally poor. This story was so hilarious that I had to give it a friendly nod into the screen, while I was still thinking maybe I will do the screens myself again. That never happened, and I'm actually quite happy about this. Since we recruited Michael Benrath. No. I already worked with him together on a licensed game called 1.5 Nights, basically the second Daedalic game. Or was it the third after Whisper World? Before Whisper World? Yeah, before Whisper World, yeah, right. There he also did the background, and I was convinced that he's exactly the right person for drawing the cartoony backgrounds for a world like Deponia. And indeed, we were lucky to have him on board, and that he brought along enough time and motivation to work with us for several years. In fact, Micha was the first and only one on the team sitting in one room with me for roughly 1 year when I fleshed out the complete concept for Deponia. So it was supposed to be one single game, the complete journey, so to speak, until we realized that the whole thing was way too huge for only one game, and we eventually had to split it into 3 parts. Another remarkable thing about this screen is that I noticed how alarmingly committed our animators are. We were on a rather strict timetable in regards of animation, despite our long to-do list to release live in Deponia. And it was here that an animator worked on a mailbox, and she was just supposed to give it a quick animation. It even was listed as a nice to have, as it was just a standard use wrench with mailbox situation. We usually solve things like that with standard animations, at least in older titles. But for some reasons it ended up on her list, so she made this very elaborate animation where Rufus sent that mailbox flying and caught it in his coat. What I thought was, wow, I want stuff like this for the whole game. And that's where the true insanity of Deponia started. Awesome. From a scripter's point of view, this room is really interesting as well as a perspective of this bridge. It's quite a challenge for a 2D adventure engine. You see, Rufus moves forward while walking down the bridge and still moves forward when he walks up that bridge again. That means moving the character along the y-axis has him walk to the front until he hits the middle, and then he moves to the back or the north of the screen. And that's something Visionaire, our engine, is not designed to do. That made this a very, very difficult screen scripting-wise. We tried a lot, actually did a redraw of the screen and polished it as much as possible. Very interesting screen right in the beginning. What an introduction.
Ha! There you go. This isn't much use. Ha! There you go. There. The capsule is ready. Now, all I have to do is calibrate the harpoon. There. Too bad the two directions of the control stick are blocked, but who needs those anyway? The main thing is that the crosshairs are right on the tracks. And then I'm gone. Ha! This'll be a walk in the park.
Minigames, minigames, minigames! Curse or blessing, a frequently asked question. I myself am a big fan of minigames, especially if they're like this. Easy access, very simple looking at first glance, like not a challenge at all, but they're quite not too crap. Yet still minigames like this won't take that long to complete despite all complexity. But there's also something I'd like to call minigame drama, and when that kicks in, that is, if you find this minigame drama in a minigame, then the minigame can be considered a success as far as I'm concerned. And that's true for this one. You move the cursor like a knight in chess, and you think, can't be that hard to get to the rails up there. But when we look at the lever, we see both directions leading to the upper left are blocked. So you have to realize that, wow, that's not so easy after all. Now you can try, of course, to sneak your way around the problem, but again, damn, we end up on the same field every time. So there must be some kind of trick. Now we can develop a strategy or just try things. Both approaches solve the problem sooner or later, of course. So there's a choice between strategy on the one hand and try and error on the other. So what's been told is, of course, about Rufus, as he's the one being introduced. You learn a bit about how it also gives us an idea of Rufus' direction. Okay, Rufus doesn't want to get to Elysium, but rather get tossed on those monorail tracks before. So now we have the direction. You see where he wants to go, there's the goal indication by the crosshairs. Considering this test, and I really like minigames that tell a lot on the meta layer, but not...
I did it! Now, I'll just light the fuse and boom! Well, that should be it. Stand by, Wenzel. Ah!
Hello, Rufus.
Toni, why are you sneaking around like that?
This is still my house, remember? Well, it's not as obvious now since someone stole my mailbox. Oh, that reminds me. I'm supposed to give you this letter.
A letter?
Rufus, it's almost time.
Yes, I know. Sorry, Toni, but it's over. Once the fuse is lit, I'll be gone for good.
If only that was true.
I bet now you're sorry about some of the things you said.
That's right. Starting with, you can stay with me.
This is the final goodbye.
It's too early to jump for joy, I fear.
There's nothing you could say to prevent me from going.
What a stroke of luck. That means I can't say anything wrong.
No, it's too late. You can beg all you want, but I won't take you along with me.
Can I have that in writing?
Why are you here? Are you still hoping for a miracle?
It would be a miracle if you finally disappeared for real. But in case it doesn't work out again, I'll at least have the satisfaction of seeing you injure yourself.
I'm leaving. For good.
I gave up hope of that a long time ago.
Now is when it counts. Baloo. Ah, well, maybe I should read the letter. Dear Mr. We're happy to inform you, blah, blah, blah. Get to the point, will ya? Unfortunately, the delivery of your screws will be delayed for... Please find enclosed a voucher for a pack of rivets. We apologize for any inconvenience this might have caused. Sincerely yours. Just a second. Screws? Whoa!